This is cutting down the nets. We're getting into Wednesday. It's a giant schedule, but I'm currently sweating Tuesday, and this Missouri Valley barn burner just ended. I'm holding the Southern Illinois plus 12 and a half. It was a 5-point game with 2.5 minutes to go. Then a 7-point game with a minute 10 to go. And then Loyola hits a three to make it 10. It's okay. We got the ball. Minute to go. Down 10. And we turn it over and give up a dunk. Now we're down 12. And we go down and we miss. That's okay. There's not much time left. Oh, and we foul. Okay, there's still like 40 seconds left. I understand it. But now we're out of the cover at this point. It's pushed to 13. But hold on. We get a layup with 30 seconds left to cut it to 11. So will we let Loyola just throw the ball in, dribble it out, shake hands? It was a good Missouri Valley showdown. No, the Salukis go with the technical foul approach. I about lost it. I'm tired of losing. I just hate losing. So yeah, we got teed up, down 11, holding a plus 12 and a half ticket with 20 seconds left. But they make one free throw. They miss the second, and obviously since it's the Tech, they inbound. And since, tempers had risen a little bit, they now let the ball just be inbounded, and we close at 12. So sometimes you get there, but when I saw the words technical foul up here, I about lost my mind. God dang it. All right, let's go. I've not updated anything yet. We're 2-1, or I'm 2-1 for the day, and Colorado State struggling. Boise State looks good, and Fresno State looks good. So we may book a W today. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, man, oh, man. All right, we've got a really, really big Wednesday, so let's get into it. So what I've done, I made a pool. So it says 127. Don't worry about that. It is the correct games. So this is all the games. There's a lot of gray in there and all that sort of stuff. So what I did is anything showing a possession or games that I thought could get to where they're showing a possession, I put into a pool. And I color coded. But some lines have slipped a little bit. I wasn't too urgent today, and I started losing value, and I'm like, I got to sit down and bet. So I locked some in just out of fear. But I'll go through what I've bet and what I haven't. Obviously, it's on BetStamp. So, okay. Green it's a data play. I like the matchup. Shot quality checks out. Everything like passes the test, so to speak. Yellow. It's a data play, but we have concerns about situation or regression or shot quality. And then orange is, I like the matchup, but it's not a data play yet. We need some line movement to get it where we need. And I'm listing it because the line movement's possible. So we'll kind of dig into these. Mercer, Sanford. Mercer has a shot quality edge. These are two bad defenses. Sanford's coming off 4 straight L's and 3 really poor 3-point defensive performances. Both teams are going to shoot threes here. For the year, Mercer's made theirs. Sanford has not. Mercer's defended the 3 a little better than Sanford. So it's a pure perimeter play, but this is a very high variance spot. This line was 2 about an hour ago, and here now I'm staring at a 1, so I have to figure out what I want to do. I'm not going to chase yet. This one I haven't bet, so I'm going to wait and hope it gets to the KenPom number of 2. And in a high variance game, I'm not too concerned about like grinding out that edge. I mean, I want it. Trust me, I'm greedy, but we'll see. Brady Valpo, this opened as, or Bradley Valpo, this opened as Bradley by 1. It's now 3. I panic bet a 2.5 this afternoon because that still gave me 3 points of value. So is 3 still good? I wouldn't force it. KenPom is 2, so maybe you get a little dip. Just monitor it if you want to play this game. But Bradley has a shot quality edge. Shot quality actually has Bradley with 4 more wins than what they currently have, but they do also give Valpo a couple extra wins as well. And Valpo's had an incomplete roster a lot this year, but most of that was early. The recent stuff we're seeing is full roster stuff. And I mean, they beat you and I at home without AJ Green in overtime. So I don't know. I like Bradley in this spot, but man, Missouri Valley basketball, it's fun. All right, I've been on believe it or not, St. Bonaventure is one of my favorite teams. I love them. They lost me, I think, $600 in the NCAA tournament last year against LSU, but 660 with the juice. But I'm a Bonnie boy. I love it. But I've faded them a lot this year. They have not been the same team, and what once was an elite defense has had many lapses this year. So data has Mason -5, and we are getting 3 points. Since KenPom was 1, I bet a 2.5 earlier. Bonnie does have a slight shot quality edge, but Mason's at home. But Mason has been wildly inconsistent as well. So this is a pretty unpredictable game, but should be low possessions. And I think Mason's going to get a lot of 3 looks over the pack line and give me the home team. Now getting a full possession. Tulsa and Tulane. Tulane with a slight shot quality edge here, but Tulsa situationally off 6 straight L's, 5 of them close. So certainly a tough spot because Tulane should be highly motivated to get back on track here. But Tulsa generates a lot of its not only defense, but also its offense through turnovers. And all metrics point to Tulane being able to handle that. And we're getting 4 points of value from what my projection was. So I am fine riding Hunter and the wave. All right, now we get to the yellow. So I mentioned the yellow has concerns. So here's the concerns with Marquette. Marquette's just running hot. Like you are buying at the top. I'm calling top. But here's the deal. Situation is worth something, but it's not worth everything. And sometimes regression hits all at once. Sometimes it's spread out over multiple games. But too many times this year, I've been scared of a situation, and then the team that I had just kept throttling. Like that's what good teams do that are playing really well. But Seton Hall, high quality team, capable of bouncing back. Shot quality favors Seton Hall quite a bit here. That's actually 14th, not 141. Sorry, I got sausage fingers. Shot quality has Marquette with 4 less wins. Seton Hall with a major rebound advantage. I don't know if Bryce Aiken's playing for Seton Hall or not. And Q's running hot from 3. So I've given you all the reasons why this is tough. Two bad St. John's games on offense are kind of what's killing Seton Hall's profile. But in the end, I'm staring at this many points of value, 7.6. And it's like, look, maybe Marquette doesn't win, but getting more than a possession there, give me the hot team. What I like about Marquette being hot is this is not like Purdue being hot, where it's like Purdue has the exact same team they've had. They got a bunch of year 4, year 5 guys. Marquette's got some stud freshmen, a brand new coach. Like maybe it just took a while to kick, and now it's really gelling. So that's my reasoning behind supporting my data there. Next up, Miami and Virginia Tech. Similar thing. You're buying at the top on Miami. Like these are what most would call sucker bets, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm still getting points here. I'm not laying like a touchdown or anything like that. So shot quality has these teams even. Miami 40, Tech 36. Shot quality has Tech with 3 more wins than what they actually have. Again, if you want more information on shot quality, there are 3 links in the description of this video that go into detail about kind of who they are, how it works, and it's pretty cool stuff. But Miami is a bad rebounding team. Everything that they've done has been lifted by recent 3-point offense. Virginia Tech defense has looked rough since their early 3-point luck. So it's not an ideal matchup, nor an ideal spot for Miami. But I got a 5.5, and I'm like, I'll take it. I think Virginia Tech can still win this game. But getting a fair amount of points here. So I'm fine with Virginia Tech or I'm fine with Miami, and that's why it's in yellow. Creighton Butler. Oh boy. Um, Creighton has a shot quality edge here. They're on the road. Creighton can turn it over, will turn it over, but even when they do turn it over, they have such a good offense that it doesn't drag them down as much as it would other teams. But they're going to have to get out and go here, and Butler's not going to like that. And we'll do everything they can to prevent it. Butler's lost 6 out of 7, so situationally, this is an awful spot for Creighton, which is why it's in yellow. But if you look at Creighton's profile, they've really had only 4 games this entire year that they've had like a below great offense. And it was games that just happened to not make 3-pointers. So little fear they could get pushed around here, but there's some value between my projection and the line. It's in yellow because I'm a little scared of the spot yet again. Winthrop, USC Upstate. I have USC Upstate by 4.5, but they're running really hot. So there are a lot of concerns about this game. So don't be fooled by this 9.5 points of value here. But let's talk through this one. Winthrop 195 in shot quality, Upstate 311. It's going to come down to threes. It's a high variance game. Both teams are going to shoot them. Winthrop's won 7 out of 8. Upstate's won 5 in a row. And Upstate is 23rd in 3-point percentage offense and 43rd in 3-point percentage defense. I don't think either of those are sustainable. But again, I've got a good cushion here. They're at home. And I'm just trying to squeeze out as much as I can out of this number as possible. It opened at 4, hung at 4.5 for a long time, and now we're starting to see 5. So with KenPom at 2, I may click the button, but I think Winthrop's going to be a very popular play tomorrow. And in my opinion, a trap, but see what happens. St. Peter's at Marist. These teams are pretty close in shot quality, so Marist is basically getting the token -3 for home. St. Peter's does have the defense, but their offense is such a liability. And from an efficiency standpoint, it's inefficient enough that this is showing as Marist -8 for me. So there's enough value. It's in yellow just because anytime you're betting on the 233rd ranked shot quality team, I think they're like 180 in KenPom or Torvik, whatever it is. Like, I don't know, there's just concerns when you're betting against real bad teams. The orange is like, I have a side picked out, but the number is not what I want, and these are frustrating. So Texas A&M, there was a 10.5 earlier today, and that gave me like 2.3 points of value, and I'm like, get me to the KenPom number of 11, and I'll click the button. Texas A&M 43rd in shot quality, LSU 28th. Shot quality has LSU with 3 less wins, Texas A&M with 2 less wins. So basically you're dealing with a couple overvalued teams here, but both are off losses. Days played the last game. Pinson's still out, and he's questionable for this game. But the A&M profile is actually better than what the data has after some recent 3-point offensive duds. So basically they haven't shot the ball well for 2 straight games. And if they had played just average in their profile or even a little below average, this would probably show as like a -5 or 6. So I'm interested. I'm just hoping someone will buy LSU, but it hasn't happened for quite some time. You saw that against Tennessee, where the number was big. It was frustrating. I didn't want to eat it, and it got home anyway. So waiting for points there. UCF and Wichita State. Wichita State off COVID, so going to have to confirm starters. They were down 2 starters on the 12th and 1 on the 16th. So I'd like to think that at least those 3 are back, but I don't know if other people got sick since then. So this is pretty even in shot quality. And shot quality has Central Florida 3 less W's. Wichita State's off 4 straight L's and a COVID pause. So I'm not rushing to bet this number, and I'm targeting like a 2.5 if we can get down to that. SMU at South Florida. Big shot quality disparity here. That's why it's an orange. This is set up for SMU on the perimeter. And that's what happened last game. They made a lot of threes, and they won by 12 at home. However, in that game, South Florida led by 9 in the first half. but SMU is at the top. They've won 11 out of 12. The absolute sell high candidate for me. And South Florida has lost 5 out of 6, and they have an extremely inefficient O. So I'm not willing to eat it at the current number, but I do have a target in mind. Last up, Penn State, gosh, and Indiana. Me and bad Big Ten teams. Here we go again. Penn State 70th in shot quality, Indiana 27th. Seth Lundy missed last game. So no, Seth Lundy played last game, but check his status as sometimes those things like flare up, and since he played the previous game, you just assume he's in, and he might not be. So 2.24 points of value with a card this big, likely not going there, but that could get steamed up. If it gets steamed up enough, I'd be interested. These dark orange are ones that showed as data plays or close to data plays that I capped and just for various reasons, I'm out. So the one that showed the most value is Albany. No thanks. VMI Furman. That's a high variance game. I don't want to lay 10 points in a high variance game. Illinois State just lost Cy Chapman, so no. Seattle, just not enough value there. No thanks on this one. Duquesne and St. Joe's. Shot quality favors Duquesne, but St. Joe's is laying 4.5. Yeah, so you get the idea. So what's this all mean for me? Top. I like Mercer. I have not bet them yet. I'm hoping for a 2. Bradley. I did get a 2.5. If you have a 3, I would. I'd wait. KenPom has it at 2. Just don't. I don't know. You'll have to decide. If it's still a 3 at tip, just go for it if you want it. But nothing worse than kind of watching a line move, buying at the top, and then seeing it get bought back. Mason, I bought a little early at 2.5, so there's a 3 now, and KenPom is 1. So, yeah, unless Bonnie gets touted heavily, I like that one. Tulane -3, KenPom is 4, so that's fine to go there. Marquette Seton Hall is 3.5. I'm fine with that. KenPom has it at 3. Miami +5. KenPom has it at 5. I wouldn't expect much movement there. Creighton -4 is what I have, but 4.5 is okay. KenPom is 5. USC Upstate +5. I have not bet yet, but KenPom is only 2. And Marist -3. KenPom is 5. Wish list. I'd like Texas A&M to get up to 11. That's now asking for 2.5 points, where before it was asking for a half point. Wichita State, I like to see that dip down to 2.5. I do think that's possible. UCF has a big record. Wichita State off the COVID. 4 is too high, and it's got to come down. South Florida, losing 5 out of 6. SMU winning 11 out of 12 has to push that line up. So just wait on that. And maybe we can get an 8.5, maybe a 9. Who knows? And Penn State, I'd like double digits. And even then, feels kind of gross. Because Indiana got blown out by Michigan. Shot quality had that as a win for Indiana, believe it or not. Just shows that sometimes the shots are just going in whether you like it or not. So kind of a longer video today, but there is a lot of line movement, and I've got different categories of things I'm looking at. So that's today. It's a big schedule. So good luck out there. Hopefully the tide is starting to turn when you have a technical foul in the final 20 seconds, but still hold on to cover. It's a beautiful thing. This is Cutting Down Nets. Thanks for stopping by.